Is it just me, or does it seem like common sense has just gone out the window and people seem to be making decisions and taking actions based on emotionally charged ideas and energy? What I'm saying is, common sense is fundamental to having a healthy, prosperous, successful life, having a healthy, prosperous society as well. See, if you make your decisions based on emotionally charged energy and ideas, what will happen? Well, the actions you take will be based on those emotionally charged ideas, and the results and the consequences will also be based on the emotions. And emotions oftentimes are not logical, they're not rational. What I'm getting at, so you'll probably not be very successful in the end with the consequences and the results. On the other hand, if you make a decision based on common sense, pragmatism, you're going to make actions or take actions that will be pragmatic, that will get you results. And the consequences of that and the results of that will be more success, better results. You know, Einstein had a saying. He said, insanity, or the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get a different result. It seems that our politicians nowadays make policies based on emotion and not based on common sense, pragmatism, logic. No, they do it on emotion because they feel ideologically that this is the right thing to do and not thinking about the consequences and the secondary effects that those policies will have on society at large. Here's an example. You take 10,000 people that are affected by a policy, and suddenly the media picks up that 3 people or 5 people, a small minority, has been affected adversely by that policy. Now that's a shame, that's really bad. I agree for those 3 or 5 people, but they'll focus solely on those 3 or 5 people, and they won't even address the 9,995 people that actually benefited from the policy. Now, those 3 or 5 people that were hurt, let's say in this example, by that policy, yeah, we should address it and see how we can fix it. But it shouldn't be the sole focus. We should say the policy has been successful, although 3 to 5 people did not benefit from this, and we need to find out how we can help them or try to indemnify them from those damages. Obviously, no politician can make a policy or law that benefits everyone. All laws are flawed. There is no such thing as a perfect law. That's the reality of it. That's the world we live in. We live in an imperfect world. So get used to it and deal with it. That's common sense. Now, if we want to promote ideas like weakness, then we're promoting for people to be less successful, to lack resources, to be into victimhood and blaming others for their plight and this and that. And I'm not saying that life is always fair, but if we're glorifying weakness, we glorify lack of success, or we glorify people that are lagging, then what happens to those people are strong people in our society that actually can make things happen. Well, we repress them, we put them down, and we bring up the weaker people, and we end up with a weaker society. What happened to Darwin's idea of survival of the fittest? Well, there is a point to it, and there is an important idea there. If you look at communism in Russia, or those of you that think socialism is such a great thing, please, please, please go visit Venezuela and spend some months there so you get a real feeling what it's like. Or go to China and go spend 6 months there. These are countries I know quite well. Go spend some time there and see how you like it. And then when you come back, or Cuba would be another example, but then after you've been there for a while, when you come back, then you can really make a fair assessment about what socialism should be and should not be, because you've actually experienced it. Otherwise, it's just an ideology in your head that you read on a piece of paper, but you've never experienced it. You've never been to the supermarket and not been able to get food. You've never had the opportunity to, or had the lack of opportunity to have employment if you actually wanted, or education, or healthcare. You've had all these things. We all have had. But if you go into a socialist environment, you might find things don't work quite as well as what the model they say it does. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, or if you got something out of it, if you have questions, I'd love to hear your comments in the comment box below. And don't forget to smash that like button. And business leaders, for more value like this, follow me.